ابعد عني ابعد عني. اهدى.
This is the unheard story of Jasmine. Jasmine is one of many children who was a victim of war. There are more children of war today than ever before, and they all carry their own story with them. Unfortunately, these stories are heard less and less. That's why we want to share one of these true stories with you. You'll hear it and experience it in 3D audio. For the best effect, it's important that you listen using your headphones, somewhere quiet. You might want to close your eyes. To protect the children who've lived through the story, we'll be using different voices as well as aliases. The life of children of war seldom starts with war, as is the case with 8-year-old Jasmine and her family. Mother Samira, father Yusuf, older brother Yasin, her naughty brothers Kamal and Ilyas, and little baby Zara. Jasmine grew up in Aleppo, Syria, in a time when the only battle she and her brothers Kamal and Ilyas ever fought was the battle for the ball, on a small football pitch a block away from their home.
We always played football with my friends. My brothers always wanted me to be the goalkeeper. Kamal said that girls aren't good at football, but I think he was scared of the ball himself.
People sometimes say that football is war. Unfortunately, Jasmine and her brothers found out at an early age that this comparison doesn't hold. The freedom and safety of the football pitch were lost for good when bloody protests against the Syrian government led to an extremely violent civil war. A war that spared nothing and no one, including Jasmine and her family.
We were at the dinner table together. Mama made Jabra, my favorite food. I was just finished eating when they came.
ابعد عني ابعد عني. اهدى. مين انت؟ يابا فوت على الغرفة فوت. اهدى. انا ما عملت شيء.
The man took my father and my brother. Mama calmed us. And then we fell asleep.
In the weeks after Jasmine's father and brother were kidnapped, her mother tried to maintain a sense of normal life for her kids. For example, Jasmine and her brothers still went to school.
It was dangerous. We heard shooting and bombs everywhere. Sometimes we were just with 5 of us in the classroom.
5 ضرب 5
25
نرجع من عيد 5 ضرب 5
25
ها ايوه 1 ضرب 5 5 6 ضرب 5
I was in the classroom when Mama came.
Yasmin?
She brought suitcases. It became too dangerous. We had to leave.
Fleeing a war is a horrible dilemma. Do you stay with your family in a war zone where your life is at risk, day in and day out? Or do you actively flee the country and expose yourself to all the risks this entails?
The journey was very long. I was sitting on the horse with Mama and the baby. Kamal and Elias were sitting on another horse. I held the baby very tight. The sea was dark. We had to go by rubber boat, and the boat was very small. The boatmaster said that Kamal and Elias couldn't go. Mama cried and screamed. The boatmaster said that Kamal and Elias had to share Mama's life vest. The boat was so crowded that I was afraid that we fall over. I was almost asleep.
That night, the waves proved too big and the boat too small. Kamal and Ilyas fell overboard. The life vest which the brothers had to share and their mother's desperate attempt to save them were of no avail. Both Kamal and Ilyas lost their lives in a pitch-black sea on their way from hell to hope. Jasmine, her mother, and the baby were eventually saved by the Coast Guard. They're in the Netherlands now, in good health, and in the middle of building a new life for themselves.
I used to love the sea, but not anymore. Now I hate water.
People tend to think that once you've fled, everything will be fine. But unfortunately, that's when another battle begins. The battle of coming to terms with everything you have to leave behind. Your home, your friends, family, and loved ones who didn't make it. War Child helps children like Jasmine to cope with their experiences. By simply letting them play, they can express their fear, anger, and grief and find a place for it in their lives. And, maybe more important, realize that they're still children and should have the freedom to be children.
Can I be the goalkeeper?
Thank you for taking time to listen to the unheard story of Jasmine. Her story needs to be heard by as many people as possible. Share the podcast via social media with #JustListen.
Just come along, come with me, and let go, come however you are. Just come along, come so carefully close, come however you are. Just come along, come with sorrows and song, come however you are. Just come along, come let yourself be wrong, come however you are. Just come let yourself be wrong. Come, it's already begun. Come let yourself be wrong. Come, it's already begun. Come let yourself be wrong. Come, it's already begun.